I had to ask the Lord to help me for the divine ability to even explain this message because it's hard to explain. But you, who is watching this video, you have a monitoring spirit assigned to you. Some of us have groups of them, gangs of them, okay? Like a gang of monitoring spirits assigned to us, right? And what they do is they watch you in the spirit. They're in the spirit watching you, and they gather information about you, and then they take it back to the devil, and then they plot and plan ways that they can distract you, block you, or stop you from the goal that you're trying to reach. Like, let's say if God has you assigned to do something, or He wants you to focus on something or work on something, right? What happens is the monitoring spirit will know that you are on an assignment to do something, right? And then he'll take that information back to the devil because the devil is not omnipotent or omnipresent, and so it's like he has to use those demonic spirits, those monitoring spirits, to watch you and to gather information about you, in order to devise a plan or some sort of scheme to come against you or whatever. Okay, so what happens is those monitoring spirits, they watch you, and then let's say you have you're excited because you have this wonderful vacation coming up, right? You're about to go on vacation or whatever, and you tell everybody, oh, I'm about to go on this vacation, and I'm about to go, and they know that there's somebody that you're about to meet there. You're about to meet your husband or something, and these demons can see in the future, or they can see that you're about to meet somebody. They can see that you're about to meet your kingdom spouse. I'm just going to use that, even though I'm just going to use it. Okay. They see that you're about to meet your kingdom spouse on that vacation that you're about to go to, right? So what they do is they go to the devil and they're like, okay, so she actually booked the flight. She's going to go, and they're actually going to meet up and do God's will together or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so what the monitoring spirits will do was that they will take the information back to the devil, then they'll devise some sort of plan or plot to block you or stop you from actually getting on that plane. So they'll like try to come up with like some sort of tactics, like the spirit of fear. Let's say you never hopped on a plane before. I know I've never gotten on a plane before, and I'm scared. I'm actually scared to get on plane. I always take like the Greyhound, or I'll drive. Like I whole drove 14 hours from Texas just like 6 months ago. I would rather drive or take a bus, but I've never ever gotten on a plane before. So let's say like you're afraid to get on a plane, but they know that if you get on that plane, you're going to meet your kingdom spouse and you guys are going to do God's will together, right? And so you book the flight even though you've never gotten on the plane before and you're afraid, right? And next thing you know, that plane is delayed, or that they cancel that flight, or that flight has been, or something happens to where you're late. You wake up late and you miss your flight. You know what I'm saying? Like the spirits will do something, devise some wicked plan to block you or stop you from getting on that flight. You know what I'm saying? Like a spirit can enter your alarm clock, and somehow now your alarm is dead. You can't even explain why your alarm clock's not working. Or like, let's say you're super tired. They hit you with a sleep spell, right? And as you're setting the alarm clock, you accidentally set the alarm clock for, let's say you got to be up at 5 a.m. You set the alarm clock for 5 p.m. instead of setting it for 5 a.m. Now it's like your alarm doesn't go off, but they hit you with a sleep spell, so you're too tired to even notice what you're doing. And now you missed your flight because you set it for 5 p.m. instead of 5 a.m. These spirits are very clever. Like, they're really smart. They will find some way to make you miss that flight. And they will find some sort of way to distract you. They're using distraction in this season. So it's like what we do in situations like this is just pray and then try our very hardest to focus. What has been helping me is I've been just like, what helps me a lot is definitely prayer, but writing things down on Post-it notes. If you have something that you need to do, like mine's all crossed out, and this helps me like stay focused on what I need to do. Like, okay, so if everything is not done on this Post-it note, that means I'm getting distracted. And I'll have the Post-it notes put on my laptop to let me know that this is what needs to be done next. This is what needs to be done next. this is what needs to be done next. Or I have a bunch of folders. I have like notebooks and folders that I use all the time and to write, what I'm saying, like my notes down. Everything that I need to get done, I will write it down to make sure that it gets done. And you can't keep everything in your head. Trust me. If you try to keep everything in your head and you don't write it down, you're gonna really just you're gonna not do it at all. Trust me. Like there's some people that can, but a lot of us need to really just write it down. So just write down everything that you have to do, and then make sure you check it off as you get it done, because those monitoring spirits will distract you. And if you keep it all in your head, they're gonna try to make you forget by having you focus on something else, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh, what was I supposed to do? I totally forgot. I was distracted by a monitoring spirit. You know what I'm saying? So just pray over, whatever it is that God has you working on. And then also write down everything that you're supposed to do. You can write it on a Post-it note. You can write it on the folder. Whatever you need to do, just make sure you're writing everything down so that you don't get confused or you don't forget what it is that you're supposed to be focused on. If God has you, like all of my notes for my messages, I have all written down, because what's happening is I'm being distracted with things I have to do for my kids right now. I'm being distracted. Like, my kids want to, right now, my son's like, oh, I want to go downstairs and do this, or I want to, go play. I want to go outside, or, like, Mom, this is boring. I'm bored. Let me go, and so, or like, other obligations. Like I have to go fill out paperwork in like 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like I have some stuff that I have to go do. Plus I have some stuff that I have to do, And so it's like, I'm going to completely forget everything because of all of these distractions that these monitoring spirits are trying to set, in my path. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying children are a distraction, but sometimes when it's time to go to bed, they be like, Mom, I'm thirsty. And like, no, it's bedtime. Anyways, but yes, so like understand that there are monitoring spirits watching you. There are monitoring spirits that are there to distract you, but you really, really have to stay focused by making sure that, you're writing everything down that you're supposed to do. These are just like tips and ideas, things that I do to make sure that stuff gets done. And if it's not crossed off, then that means I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not crossed off, then that's bad, Also pray over your mind, like, Lord, give me the strength to focus on whatever it is that you're asking me to do in this season. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what's been helping me, it's what's been helping me. And I feel like I could focus harder, which I'm definitely working towards. Like, honestly, I had so many things trying to distract me from even getting this message out today, or these messages, because I have a few more. But I'm still here doing it because I have it written down and it's not crossed off. So if it's not crossed off, then that means it's not done. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's the message. I do my commitment video today. And I did the message about distractions. See? All done. And so that's definitely something that you can definitely do if you are battling monitoring spirits. Also you can ask God, be like, Lord, I ask that you confuse my enemies so that they aren't completely aware of what I have going on in this season or where I'm at. Sometimes people have to monitor, like some monitoring spirits don't really, like the Lord will confuse them so much in the spirit to where, I guess I can't really say that part. That's a little too deep. This part, that's kind of like going into the realm of gang stalking, because if you're a targeted individual, they do monitor your devices, or they will send people around you and pay them to like monitor you or try to do things to distract you by getting on your nerves or taunt you, which kind of goes into my next message. So stay tuned. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Just stay focused. Whatever you do, stay focused. Every time you sense yourself being distracted, rebuke it. Okay? Pray. And make sure you're writing everything that you're supposed to be doing down on a sticky note or like on a folder, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that you can make sure that you're getting stuff done, okay? And keep positive things around you, words of encouragement around you. I'll just do that part in there. I love you guys. Talk soon. God willing. Peace.